right here on Cox Sports Television.
And welcome to the Houma Terrebonne Civic Center for NIFL football action. Along with Ronnie Rance, I'm Lynn Rollins. We've got a dandy for you today on Cox Sports Television because it's the two teams at the top of the Atlantic South Division. Tupelo comes in with a record of 5-1. Houma just a half game behind in the win column at 4-1. And a little bit of a revenge factor tonight for Houma, Ronnie, because in week one, Tupelo scored 40 points in the second half and beat this Houma team. Since then, Houma's been perfect.
Well, it's going to be a great game. I mean, a real physical slugfest, really a game that could decide the division championship, maybe even home field advantage in the playoffs. And there's no doubt about it that this is a different Houma Bayou Bucks team than week one. They've won 4 in a row. They've got their defense a little bit tighter, but it's going to be the matchup of the defensive line for the Houma Bayou Bucks. Can they stop the rushing attack of the Tupelo Fire Ants?
Tupelo has scored more points in the league than anybody else, averaging just over 60 a game. Houma comes in with a fine defense, but Tupelo is keyed by quarterback Will Hall. He can run it and he can throw it.
Well, Will Hall had a huge game week one. We've talked about that. He's a guy who's thrown for over 800 yards, but he can hurt you on the ground. He's got over 160 yards rushing and 7 touchdowns rushing, so he can hurt you through the air, burn you through the ground. You got to keep containment on Hall.
Now for Houma, they will throw first and run second, and Doug Coleman has been doing this a long time. He's had some good numbers this year.
Doug Coleman's going to let the younger Hall run. He wants to throw it. Believe me, if you give him a foot of space, Doug Coleman believes he can complete the pass. Having a real nice year, almost 800 yards passing, and really keeping the interceptions to a minimum. 23 touchdowns, only 4 picks. That's sensational.
Houma rarely loses in this building throughout its NIFL history. It's won 2 this year and lost none. It's looking for revenge against Tupelo. We expect a great one, and we'll have the kickoff for you next on Cox Sports Television. The Bayou Bucks and the Tupelo Fire Ants, and we're just about set for football as Houma will get its hands on it first, moving from left to right on your Cox Sports Television dial. There are some familiar names on both of these teams, some of whom played in the SEC and others that you will recognize as we go on. Houma set to receive in green and blue. Tupelo in the white, red, and black, and this kick sails out of bounds, and that's not a good thing in the NIFL.
No, not good at all, because not only did it sail out of bounds, but it didn't make it to the end zone.
Houma lines up this way. Doug Coleman is the quarterback. Jarvis Dunn is the running back. Kevin Hurd, the wide receiver. Darian Chestnut and Clint Scheck-Snyder also are wide receivers. Lane Evans and Richard Griffin are the guards, and Troy Davis will snap it to Doug Coleman. From midfield, Houma puts its offense on the field. The Tupelo defense averaging or giving up about 40 points a game. We'll dig in defensively, and we'll set them up for you as we go. 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Coleman back to throw, shoots it deep. It is caught inside the 10-yard line. That catch at about the 9, taken in by Kevin Hurd out of Southern Mississippi. Bobby Hill, Eric Bingham, and Tyson Patterson are up front, and Pig Prather are in the secondary. Ricky Franklin is the linebacker. Up front defensively, Reggie Smith, Antonio Peoples, a big one inside, and Patrick Garth out of the University of South Carolina.
Antonio Peoples is 6'1", 315 pounds, so a big load right over the center.
First and goal for Houma at the 9-yard line. 2 receivers left. Hurd to the bottom of your screen. Handoff goes inside. Houma wants to draw a lot this game, and it's Chestnut lining up as the tailback instead of Jarvis Dunn, and he worked his way for 4 yards to the 5. We're going to see quite a few draw plays and delayed stuff on the ground for Houma, but no doubt it's a pass-first offense.
Yeah, they're going to take advantage of the rush off the ends and try to run that draw to get the running game going.
These teams have played 4 times previously. Houma won the first 3. 2 men in motion to the right side. Coleman looking. Coleman has plenty of time. Coleman fires. It is caught for a touchdown. In traffic, a sensational catch by Clint Scheck-Snyder, the 6'3", 205-pounder out of Rhodes College. Coleman really drilled that ball, and Scheck-Snyder had great hands in heavy traffic in the back part of the end zone.
But Doug Coleman, he doesn't need a lot of space. Right here, he sees an opening. It's a small one, but he's got a big-time arm, and he will fire it in there in between 2 defenders, and a very tough catch by Scheck-Snyder.
Chris Strapolo out of Nichols, the left-footed kicker, will try to make it 7-0 as Houma moves quickly downfield. The kick is up, and it is 1 in mid-March. Strapolo sends a ground ball down the middle, which often is a good strategy in the NIFL. And this kick is returned all the way inside the 15-yard line by Darrell Carter. Darrell Carter with a head of steam runs it down inside the 15. Let's take a look offensively at the Fire Ants. First, we will watch Carter.
Well, that might be Joe Gunn, I think, number 2, the starter, one of the running backs.
Yes, it is.
5'10", 207-pounder out of Ole Miss. Got great blocking up front and wasn't even touched until he passed midfield.
Will Hall, the quarterback. Rico McDonald gets the start at running back. Chris Rainey, who's the backup quarterback. David Mooneyham and Darrell Carter are the wideouts. Dietrich Lockridge, James Bridges, and J.T. Brown up front. Hall turns and hands off to Mooneyham. He fumbled it, but it bounced back into his hands, and he picks up a yard or 2 inside the 10-yard line. Houma defensively in a pretty good unit. Ahmad Harris, Sullivan Beard, Drew Email, and Tyrone Hughes, the former Saint, are in the backfield. Linebacker Tim Betts, he's gimpy today. It could be his last game. Andre Reed, Roger Green, and Kentrell Blatcher up front.
They'll watch Tim Betts all day today. He's going to be key because playing with a hurt knee.
Hall scrambles out of trouble, gets a couple of blocks. Looking, finally throws. It is caught for a touchdown. Rico McDonald, coming out of the backfield, made a fine catch as Hall escaped a couple of defenders, eventually found McDonald, and we've had fireworks early.
And that is Tupelo Fire Ants football right there. Hall is extremely dangerous. He is super quick. He looks like Fran Tarkenton back there, real short guy. Scrambles around and finds McDonald in the end zone, puts the throw right on the money.
Email with pretty good coverage, but that secondary was tested for a long time.
Will Hall, 5'9", out of the University of North Alabama. 5'9", 175-pound quarterback.
Second kickoff. This one stays in play, bouncing around from the 4-yard line. Working out to the 15, midfield, 20, and the kicker saves a touchdown as Sullivan Beard was weaving back and forth, breaking some tackles. It was the kicker Marlin who saved that touchdown.
Sullivan Beard thought he could outrun the kicker, John Michael Marlin, to the corner, but just not enough room on the short field. If he just stops for a second right there and puts a good stiff arm, he probably gets by, but great return. Beard patient, set up the wall. We give John Michael Marlin some credit, the kicker for the Tupelo Fire Ants, saved the touchdown and gives his defense a shot.
Houma has started its drives at midfield, and this one from the 11-yard line. Chestnut running hard on the draw, cracks his way across the 5. Jarvis Dunn, we were told, would be the starter in the backfield, but it's been Darian Chestnut on a couple of carries.
Chestnut, who also can play wide receiver as well, and the big guy powers in there, huge hole and head of steam, able to almost pick up the first down.
Nice blocking by Richard Griffin, Troy Davis, and Lane Evans up front. Three receivers right, including Devon Lockett. Coleman back to throw, guns it, touchdown, Kevin Hurd. Doug Coleman twice has thrown into the end zone, twice he has unloaded darts. Scheck-Snyder caught the first one, Kevin Hurd caught that one.
Give the offensive line some credit because Coleman's got time to step up, into the throw and just puts it, fires the bullet. You saw 4 defensive backs all looking at each other in the end zone.
Tupelo. High snap. Kick is down, or kick is up and good as very fine.
I think the key is don't allow rushing yards by the Ants. The Bucks defense will have a shot.
Hill and Gunn are back to receive it, and this one is bouncing around, and Joe Gunn cannot come out with it. It'll be a touchback, and it'll be placed on the 5-yard line.
So a good start, a good job by the Bucks special teams. Little shotgun.
Hall, the 5'9", 175-pounder, sends a couple of people in motion, hands it off inside, working to the 20 to midfield, and finally knocked down at about the 5-yard line is Rico McDonald on some misdirection.
That was a bad job by the Bucks defensively. Huge hole in the middle. Got handled up front. A little cross play, real nice play call. Giant hole, goes untouched for about 25, 30 yards, and then email no match for the big man, Rico McDonald, who almost takes it to the end zone.
First and goal from the 3-yard line. Wishbone formation. One receiver to the right side. Rico McDonald is hit and dragged down for a loss of a pair, and that was a fine play by nose guard Roger Green.
That was a big play and one much needed by the Bucks. Roger Green, a veteran on the defensive front, played his college ball at Southern. You know, after that last big run that went for over 40 yards, Roger Green wanted to make a play, and he makes a real nice tackle on McDonald.
Same formation from the 5, second and goal. Will Hall will take the snap from James Bridges. He may be changing the play. McDonald running right, gets to the end zone. And there are flags flying after the touchdown is signaled. That appeared to be a face mask.
Yeah, that'll go against the Bucks, so the touchdown will stand. And just old-fashioned smash-mouth football. They just ran a wham play off tackle on the right side.
That appeared to be the same play that,
yeah.
That Green stuffed on first down. This touchdown will stand.
Watch right here. This time they get Green blocked. They do a nice job, and then they get the face mask after he was in the end zone.
(14-13). The Fire Ants
look like they're going to go for 2.
It appears so. 9:29 to go first quarter. From Houma, we've had 4 possessions and 4 scores.
Okay, well, they're going to refuse it. So take the touchdown, and the field goal kicker is on the field. So they're going to go for the extra point to tie it.
Marlin will kick it out of the hold of Hall.
I like their helmets, huh? The Fire Ants helmets. Two-tone, fitting.
They almost look like bowling balls, don't
Yeah,
they?
that's right.
Marlin sends it through. And we have had perfect offense, so he is the primary receiver. 9 minutes and 19 seconds remain in the first quarter. Sullivan Beard picks it up on the bounce at the 7. He's hit this time and dragged down at the 12. Sullivan Beard looked like a shortstop.
Time to get down the field, make the tackle.
There's some finesse in the place kicking game, isn't there?
You got to be like a soccer kind of guy in the indoor football league game, because all the venues are different. The roofs are a little bit higher and lower.
Coleman on first down, throws it deep, too deep, almost intercepted but overthrown. It was intended for Kevin Hurd, and it was defended by Tyson Patterson, a 5'10", 180-pounder.
Yeah, Tyson Patterson actually a little short-armed it a little bit. Probably should have had the interception. Break right there for the Bayou Bucks. There's one of the owners of the Bayou Bucks, Neil and Chris Seward, checking out the game. And of course, Chris Seward, she's got the Madonna microphone right there. She's the director of the Bayou Bells and helps run the show here for the game, so she's busy while Neil eats the chicken wings and drinks the cold beer. Pretty good gig.
2nd and 10. Coleman looking, has time, throws it short. Dunn makes the reception, makes a move, and scoots ahead to the 21-yard line. Jarvis Dunn came out of the backfield, was open in the right flat. He is short of a first down by a couple of strides. Coleman now 4 out of 5 through the air. 7:38 and counting in the first period. 14 each. Three receivers go to the top of your screen. Coleman out of eastern New Mexico hands it off. Dunn looking for running room, scooting, juking, jiving, picks up a first down and more. He stumbles at the 15-yard line. Jarvis Dunn suddenly broke into the sunlight, stumbled, and then scrambled down to the 9.
This is a nice run. He looks like he stopped a couple of times. Right here looks like he's done for. Right there, breaks a tackle, gets a good block downfield, just stumbles a little bit as he sees the end zone, but gets up and gains a couple more. Real nice job by Jarvis Dunn.
Do you realize this is the longest drive? It's the fourth play of this sequence.
It's a marathon drive.
Coleman
another draw.
Gives off to Chestnut. He powers his way for a couple of yards. Give him 1 to the 8.
Chestnut stumbled right there in the turf as well. There's some of the Bayou Bucks team and coaches, and big Travis Carell, the former GM and still working with the Bucks management team.
Former assistant coach as well.
Right. Last year, the only GM defensive line coach in the league.
Coleman on 2nd and goal, looking, firing, tipped and almost intercepted. It was intended for Kevin Hurd, and there were a couple of defenders in front of the receiver.
Yeah, that's the negative, though, of Doug Coleman, is that sometimes he'll force it a little bit too much. You see it could have been intercepted right there and almost intercepted on the tip.
That was Ricky Franklin, the linebacker, who had dropped in coverage at the goal line.
Doug's got such a big, strong arm that sometimes he feels he can drill it in no matter what the space. And that time, lucky that the Fire Ants didn't come up with it.
Those fellows hanging on the back rail, on the back side of the end zone, have to be careful when Coleman's throwing it that way. He'll pick a couple of them off. Blitz is picked up. Coleman throws to the outside. Caught for a touchdown. Devon Lockett.
That's your guy.
The former Northwestern State University Demon. Devon Lockett in the corner of the end zone. And Houma did an outstanding job of picking up the blitz, and that freed a member in the secondary.
Watch Chestnut right there, 80 in the middle, step up, pick up the blitzing backer, and that gave Coleman plenty of time to find Devon Lockett in the back of the end zone.
So a 5-play drive for a touchdown. Strapolo adds the extra point, but we've got a flag thrown at the line of scrimmage. It is holding against the kicking team. This will be from the 15-yard line. And Strapolo says, all right, number 2 is just as good.
Game is electricity in the air.
That one bounces on through. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will be placed at the 5-yard line.
Marlin was 11 for 14 in extra points. And the Greenville team disbanded a week later, so we don't want to be a part of the NIFL. We're not good enough. How about that? You beat a team so bad that they no longer cease to exist.
Oh, wait a minute. They no longer cease to exist.
Bye-bye, Greenville.
They just said, see ya.
Bye-bye. 111 points.
Hall throws to the outside. The receiver shakes a tackle or two and finally is caught from behind at midfield. That was Daryl Carter. Or excuse me, that is Gunn. Joe Gunn, who ran the ball on the previous play.
Very familiar name for those folks that follow SEC football. Played at Ole Miss.
5'10", 207-pounder. From midfield, first down and 10. Will Hall hands it off. And a gain of about 4. Big Roger Green was on top of Joe Gunn. Or was that Reed?
It was Andre Reed who got in there, but they need more of that. They got to limit Tupelo's offense. And now they go with a quick no-huddle offense.
The throw goes to the outside. It is incomplete. There's a penalty marker down. He could fudge a little bit, but that was clearly offside.
Yeah, number 4, that's Chris Rainey, who lined up in the slot, went in motion and was across the line before the ball was snapped.
Chris Rainey is the backup quarterback as well, out of Mississippi State.
And they don't get any bigger either. He's only 5'10", so if Will Hall at 5'9" can't go, they gain an inch.
Will Hall looks like he can go so far, though, doesn't he?
Yeah. Done a nice job of running. You know, they all have wristbands. Everybody up.
The opportunities.
Third down.
Hall from shotgun formation. Faces a blitz. Fires it over the middle. It is caught inside the 5, and stepping in for the touchdown is Daryl Carter. Well, Houma took advantage of a Tupelo blitz on its last possession, and the Fire Ants returned the favor, picking up the Bayou Bucks blitz, and the offenses remain perfect as Daryl Carter hauled that one in, broke a tackle at the 5, and stepped into the end zone.
Daryl Carter, a big target, 6'3", 225-pounder out of UL Monroe. He's a native of Laurel, Mississippi, went to college and played for the Indians up in Monroe. That time he burnt Tyrone Hughes, and then Sullivan Beard didn't want any part of the big man.
John Michael Marlin for the tie. It is good. If you like, this kick is short. And one of the big fellows gets a chance to run and show his stuff. That's Roger Green. He doesn't handle it much, but looked like he knew what to do with it.
He made a move, made one move. That's all you got to do. You got to give the big men a touch once a year. Just one touch a year that keeps them going.
So Doug Coleman.
One stop, that could be the difference in the ball game.
Coleman has done to his right. He throws to the left side. It's caught by Scheck-Snyder, and Scheck-Snyder gets a first down as he's taken off his feet near the 17-yard line. They will mark it closer to the 16, 1st and 10 for Houma with just over 2 minutes remaining in an action-packed first quarter.
Scheck-Snyder with a crossing route, good catch, picked up first down. Chains continue to move. Clock continues to run.
3 receivers to the left side. Coleman has time. He pumps, he throws it short. Dunn scrambling to the outside. Works his way to the 13, perhaps the 12-yard line. The little fellow was corralled there by Peoples and Prather, among others. Ronnie, we have seen Coleman use the entire field. He has thrown deep. He has thrown some darts over the middle in the end zone from close range. He also has worked the outside well. This Houma offense, as well as Tupelo's, of course, has been motoring on high octane in the first period. Three receivers right. Dunn is the running back. Dunn takes the fumbled handoff, scoots, breaks a tackle at the 5, touchdown, Jarvis Dunn. He's out of Southwest Community College. He stands 5'6", he weighs 172 pounds, and he can duck under you, can't he?
You can lose track of him amongst the Giants, 6'4", 300-pound linemen. Have trouble finding those little 5'6" scat backs, and he just kind of hides amongst the Giants. He's got such quick feet. Breaks a tackle and then just splits two offensive players downfield laying blocks, and he goes in for the end zone. Nice run.
A 13-yard touchdown run by Jarvis Dunn. And Houma, there's pressure on the place kickers tonight.
That's
the way
true.
these teams have scored, if you muff an extra point, that could be the difference. Stropolo
There it is.
hits the right side. That upright got in his way. Stropolo's kick slams off the chest of one of the upbacks. It's recovered by Houma. Houma's got the ball. And you see that a lot more frequently than
To see it and get out of the way quick enough. But a big break for the Bucks. See if they can capitalize and get that extra possession is so important.
Coleman looking, pumping, has time, directing traffic, gets rid of it, finds a man inside the 15. He's pushed back. Jarvis Dunn on the reception. They should give him progress to near the 15-yard line.
Pickup of about 5 on first down, actually about 6. About 2nd and 4, but Doug Coleman, plenty of time. That offensive line giving them all day.
And that is the end of the first quarter. Houma.
What a first quarter. 48 points scored in the first quarter.
Doug Coleman was near perfect passing in that first period. The inside throw to Dunn, and he's yanked off his feet at the line of scrimmage. That play almost worked, but Patrick Garth out of South Carolina, a 6'3", 282-pounder, snatched it. There's Coleman, 8 out of 10 in the first period for 64 yards, 3 touchdowns.
That's pretty good. You know, and the big thing is 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Doug Coleman, he's got 26 touchdowns on the year, only 4 interceptions. That's good stuff.
Three receivers come to the near side. Hurd, Scheck-Snyder, and Lockett. 3rd down and 4. Coleman looking. He throws it short. 1st down and more. Dunn tackled at the 5. Jarvis Dunn was not much of a factor early, but he has been a frequent ball receiver and toter in the last 4 or 5 minutes.
Coleman again with time to throw the football, checks down to his receiver, and Dunn just gets tripped up or he's in the end zone for a score.
1st and goal from the 5. Here is a handoff to Chestnut, running to the corner of the end zone. He is in. Touchdown, Darian Chestnut. Touchdown, Bayou Bucks. It comes on a 5-yard run to the right side. Well, they have certainly spread the scoring around. Chestnut gets into the end zone. His first touchdown, a hard run. Stretching for the stripe, he got there. Hurd and Scheck-Snyder and Dunn and Chestnut and Lockett all have touchdowns for Houma. 5 possessions, 5 scores.
Well, that time they just played power football, took a page out of Tupelo's playbook, and two lead backers. Chestnut in there for the score. Bucks now with 49 yards rushing early in this ball game.
Troy Davis will snap it. Stropolo will kick it out of the hold of Email. And this one is good. No weapon in 2001, and then 4-10, and then 2-12. And off to a good start this year under the new coach. at 5-1. Kickoff coverage has been a problem and it continues to be so. This one is all the way into the end zone. It's a touchdown for Joe Gunn. And we've got extracurricular activity and flags go flying after Joe Dunn goes flying into the end zone.
Well, Gunn has been a beast on special teams, and they have done a real nice job of blocking. And it's all about, you know, paying attention to detail. He breaks a couple of tackles, but his teammates do a great job. There you see 2 Bucks get pinned as Gunn returns the kickoff for a touchdown. The former Ole Miss Rebel having quite a night.
At 5'10" and 207 pounds, he can still scoot.
Yeah, he can get it pretty good, but hasn't had to make many moves. North-south, the lanes are there. Tupelo Fire Ants doing a great job on special teams, kickoffs, and Bucks are going to have to figure out a way to try to kick away from him and limit his success.
We are still waiting a rendering on the extracurricular penalty. It's a personal foul against Tupelo.
Ejected. Tupelo player has been ejected. The field might not to be working on the official. You can't hear it in the stadium as well, so hopefully he'll get some new batteries at halftime.
Well, John Michael Marlin sends the extra point through. And with 12:52 remaining in the first half. So here we go. Houma has had the football 5 times. It has scored 5 times. The bouncing kick is fielded very deftly at about the 16-yard line. Very nice play right there, and excellent field position for the Bayou Bucks. It was Devon Lockett, the wide receiver, who picked
with an injured Betts.
So if Tim Betts cannot come back, would you say all bets are off?
I would say.
Coleman looking, firing, touchdown, Houma. It's Kevin Hurd. His second touchdown reception, and what a throw by Doug Coleman.
Well, when you have time and you got 2 talented players like Doug Coleman and Kevin Hurd, you know, there's no defensive back you keep up with Kevin Hurd for this amount of time. I mean, you're talking about close to 4 seconds back there, and Coleman able to move around and hits Kevin Hurd in stride. That's a pretty play.
Coleman has been throwing fastballs right over the middle of the plate, has he not?
Yeah. He's been pretty accurate.
6 possessions and 6 scores for Houma. Email will hold it. Troy Davis will snap it. He's been all over the place with these snaps. Email has done a fine job in getting the ball into kicking position. And Strapolo splits the uprights. Wow. It's taken by Joe Gunn, who returned the last one for a touchdown. This time he cannot get out of his tracks as he is leveled near the 13-yard line. Andre
trying to get downfield and corral the very hot gun, Joe Gunn.
Will Hall, the 5'9", 175-pounder out of North Alabama, hands off to Joe Gunn. His feet came out from under him as he tried to cut back at the line of scrimmage. The Houma Terrebonne Civic Center is rocking tonight. Houma 41, the Fire Ants 28 with 11:27 remaining in the second quarter.
7 rushes for 57 yards for the Tupelo Fire Ants tonight.
2 linebackers in the game now for Houma. Hall pressured and down he goes. He's caught for the first time. Hall is a very adept scrambler, but Andre Reed, the 6'3", 270-pound veteran out of Jackson State, caught up with him.
Well, Reed with just too much speed coming around the corner, and that's the way you got to try to get the Hall from the backside when he doesn't see you.
Reed was able to fight off the block of Dietrich Lockridge A big 6'4", 330-pounder.
All the Fire Ants checking their wristbands. And they go with a no-huddle offense.
The line to make is midfield. And Will Hall calls timeout. I have to concur. We've seen a lot of these games, and I just do not understand third down. The line to make is the 25-yard line. Hall steps, looks. He's hit. Betts takes him down near the 20. Timothy Betts out of Troy State, one of the fine linebackers in the league, guarded the middle of the field.
Blatcher almost with a chance to get him. But Hall just too quick.
They're going for it on fourth down. It's tipped. It's intercepted. Blatcher's got it. He finds the right way to run and lumbers to the 23-yard line. That's the second turnover. Coleman and company. Back on the field, Coleman has thrown 4 touchdown passes. He whips one downfield. It's caught inside the 10, first and goal as Clint Schexnayder holds it in. Hurd has caught 2 touchdown passes. Schexnayder 1 and Lockett 1. Dunn has run for 1 and Chestnut has run for 1.
A nice job, Coleman. Again, with all kinds of time. He's real good with good touch that time. Over the linebackers in front of the safety.
Ryan Rogers is the left guard. Troy Davis the center. Lane Evans on the other side. Coleman hands it off to Jarvis Dunn. The little fellow scooting to the end zone. Touchdown, Jarvis Dunn. His second of the game.
Now you get worrying about the passing attack. Then all of a sudden he hits you with Jarvis Dunn, who's got more moves than you, Lynn. And we've got 2 Tupelo Fire Ants defenders down the field.
One of them has recovered. The other is on his back near the 8-yard. Strapolo looking for the 48th point
Of this first half, and we still got 8+ to go.
Right between the uprights again. He has his skim.
That's some pretty good fans there.
Here comes Joe Gunn, and he is twisted off his feet near the 15-yard line.
Jumped up and ran. Whistle shouldn't have been blown, but Bucks get a big break.
James Bridges, a 6'2", 280-pounder from Murray State, will snap it from shotgun formation. Will Hall takes the high snap, hands it off to Rico McDonald, and he moves forward to about the 23-yard line. J.T. Brown is at guard, a 6'2", 280-pounder from Itawamba Community College. And Dietrich Lockridge, a 6'4", 330-pounder from Jackson State, is the other guard. He wears number 55. McDonald again is taken down at the line of scrimmage. A very nice play defensively.
Now that's the replacement, Leonard Mack, in the ball game for Tim Betts. He's the backup linebacker, and he came in there.
Actually, he and Betts are in the game at the same time right now.
In there together. I thought Betts might not return after the last play a couple plays ago. He limped off the field quite a bit, but he's still in the ball game.
And Richard Griffin, one of the offensive linemen, is now playing defense. So Griffin has replaced Reed. fakes the handoff, fires it downfield. It's caught for a first down by Chris Rainey, the former Bulldog from Mississippi State. It's a first down at the 17-yard line. Just under 7 minutes remain in the second quarter. Houma has had the ball 7 times. It has scored 7 times. Will Hall slings it out. A nice grab by McDonald with a head of steam. He takes on a defender pushing to the end zone and doesn't quite get there. He's finally dumped at the 1 or 2 yard line. This Rico McDonald is a tough little customer.
He is. He's got that leverage like a pinball back there. 5'9", 213 pounds. Gets tripped up. Big power hit over Beer, but Lamar Mack makes the tackle and sends him back.
Those box seat holders got a really good look at that, didn't they?
Well, they got some helmet knockers over there.
Gunn gets in. Joe Gunn, the former Rebel from Ole Miss. And Tupelo, the highest scoring team in the National Indoor Football League, gets another touchdown.
Joe Gunn's having quite a night. Tupelo continuing to run the football. That has been what they do well and what the Bayou Bucks have had trouble with. They can play good in the secondary. They can get after the quarterback. They're having trouble this year stopping the good running teams.
And for some reason, we just can't place the ball and kick the extra point. Receiver, who was wearing a number that needed to be called to the attention of Houma. That one is no good. John Michael Marlin.
Making my way to somebody's boudin ball tray.
Just fire a couple of them up here. This kick bounces around. One of the linemen has it at the 15-yard line. Richard Griffin rumbling across the 25. A 6'3", 305-pounder from Virginia Union. Tupelo beat Houma in week 1. Tupelo suffered a setback to Beaumont and has been perfect other than that. Coleman throws it out quickly. He's got Kevin Hurd on the little screen to the right side, but the blocking did not materialize. He works his way for maybe 4. Doug Coleman hasn't missed many passes. He's 13 for 15 for 117 yards, 4 touchdowns, and he hasn't thrown any to the Fire Ants.
He's been almost perfect. He only had 1 bad pass that went through a Fire Ant defensive back's hands. Could have been an interception, but threw it so hard they didn't have a chance to hold on to it.
Second down. Coleman slips it off to Jarvis Dunn. He spins and lunges forward for a yard or 2. He was hit near the line of scrimmage initially and then was able to fight his way for a few more. That tackle was applied by Johnny Michael out of Delta State. They've got a lot of players on their roster from Delta State and Cleveland, Mississippi, which has been a fine Division II program for a long time. In fact, a couple of seasons ago, won the Division II National Championship. Third down, and obviously a misfire as all of the receiving core on the right side went early.
Now the team went on one, the center went on something else.
That's a 3-yard penalty. It'll back it up to the 20-yard line.
Not that big of a penalty the way this offense is moving tonight.
Sometimes going backwards makes it easier to go forwards on a small field. Third down and nearly 10. Coleman has time. Now fires. It is incomplete, almost picked off by Michael. Coleman saw Scheck breaking free, but he underthrew him.
Johnny Michael wanted that one.
And should have had it.
Well, now the Bucks are going to go for it on 4th down instead of trying to kick the field goal.
They need to get to the 12-yard line. Coleman whips it, tipped away. That was intended for Hurd and broken up by Ricky Franklin. Out here.
They love the flying dogs, don't they?
They're good. They're really good. Will Hall fires it deep, tipped and incomplete.
Tyrone Hughes thought he had it, but just didn't get enough hops on this one. Tyrone Hughes a couple years ago might have had that one, but wasn't able to get off the turf high enough to go get it.
Daryl Carter was the intended receiver.
Tyrone Hughes, the head coach of Phoenix High School, made it to the Class A semifinals this past year in only its 3rd year of high school football.
Back to the ground. Rico McDonald is taken down near midfield. Tyrone Hughes, quite a story. Former Nebraska Cornhusker, former New Orleans Saint.
In the record books because he returned a punt and a kickoff for a touchdown the same game. He and the current beer man for the Saints, 2 of only 3 players in NFL history to do that.
There he is, number 30, Tyrone Hughes. Tupelo trying to get within a touchdown. Hands off to Rico McDonald, and Rico McDonald rumbles to the 18-yard line. That's enough for a first down. Rico McDonald and Joe Gunn form quite a rushing duo for this team. Each of them have run very effectively in the first half. McDonald stays in the game. Here comes a blitz. Throw to the outside. Caught at the 13-yard line by Daryl Carter. He's twisted off his feet immediately by Hughes. That fellow still loves football. He's been in it a long, long time.
Player, now a coach and a player. Coach in high school and player here in the NIFL for the 2nd year.
Another blitz. Hall keeps it after a good fake. It's fumbled into the end zone, and it bounces off the wall, and it's going to be a touchback. Houma caught a break as Will Hall put his hands down, and then that ball was punched loose from behind. Watch it again after a good fake. Will Hall, number 7, has the ball.
Hall looks like he's headed to the end zone right here. And it gets knocked out. I think it was Hughes maybe who stripped it.
It was Tyrone Hughes.
That ball hits the back wall, so that's going to be a touchback, and that's going to be Bayou Bucks football.
And that's the 3rd turnover in the first half. With a forearm shiver, he knocked the ball out of Will Hall's hands. And it probably saved a touchdown. Doug Coleman, standing in his own zone, fires to the outside. It is caught. Kevin Hurd still on his feet. Kevin Hurd is tackled at midfield. Doug Coleman got it to the wide receiver, Kevin Hurd. He makes a move there, makes another one, breaks a tackle, and runs to midfield.
Well, that's the guy whose hands you want to get it to, no question about it. Kevin Hurd. He's the best receiver on that football field.
The clock is rolling and approaches 50 seconds. Houma has timeouts to use. Coleman somehow comes away with the football after what appeared to be a rather reluctant effort initially. And the clock is stopped with 34 seconds remaining. That ball just never got to him, and then Coleman wasn't really anxious to jump down and try to wrestle it away from Reggie Smith, but fortunately for the Bucks,
doing a special Cinco de Mayo routine for all of you celebrating that Cinco de Mayo.
Coleman pumps, directs traffic, and now fires. It is caught by Clint Scheck-Snyder. Scheck-Snyder down to the 6-yard line. The strong right arm of Doug Coleman has been accurate in the first half. Watch him direct traffic, look off, and then throw a strike to Scheck-Snyder. First and goal from the 6-yard line with just over 24 seconds remaining. It's 48-34, Houma leading and trying to turn a 14-point lead into 21. Troy Davis is the center. Ryan Rogers is the left guard. Lane Evans is the right guard. Two receivers to the left side now go in motion. Coleman looking, shooting it, incomplete. A lot of contact as Chestnut was apparently the target, and the ball went sailing over his back shoulder. That stops the clock with just under 20 seconds remaining in the first half. Second and goal from the 7-yard line. It appears to be the same formation. Coleman hands it off. Dunn reverses. Dunn to the corner. Dunn gets in. Touchdown. Jarvis Dunn on a misdirection play from 7 yards away. Everybody in the house was expecting a throwing play, and the Bayou Bucks, with Dunn recognizing traffic in front of him with a tremendous cutback, got to the corner of the end zone for the score. It comes with 13 seconds remaining, and the Bayou Bucks can take a 21-point lead for the first time if Tupelo is accurate with the kick. Jarvis Dunn has had a whale of a first half. Davis will snap it. Email will hold it. Tupelo will kick it. It is good. Riding that bicycle. And here we go. The kick bounces around. And Houma is on the return man, Bobby Hill, very quickly. Bayou Bells. Will Hall will be sending some people deep. He pumps. He shoots to the end zone. It is incomplete. Carter had his hands on it, and then it was stripped by Tyrone Hughes. And that appears to be the end of the first half. There is no time showing on the clock, although the officials, I think, are going to put a second back on the clock. And even Jack Phillips concurs with that rendering. So barring a penalty, we'll have one more heave to the end zone. For a moment, Carter got behind Hughes. And Carter had both hands on the football, but Hughes was able to catch up and knock it loose. Hall looking, pressured by Reed, steps and throws, and it hits part of the roof up here and bounces down. So that concludes the first half. Tupelo is on pace to get its season's average of 60 points a game, but the Bucks have been incredible offensively. Stropolo bounces the kick down, and it hits the sidewall at about the 11-yard line. So two field.
Yeah, he was 3 out of 4 to start the game, and only 2 for his next 7. But, you know, we talked with the head coach of the Bucks, Chuck Phillips Jr., at the end of halftime, and he said he wants to make them throw it.
That one is off the fingertips of the intended receiver, Mooneyham, but there are a couple of flags down.
Bayou Bucks game plan is to stay ahead enough to where Tupelo has to throw the football, not run it so much, and they feel like they'll have an advantage, but right out the chute, they get a pass interference call against the offense.
It's a loss of down, as Mooneyham got caught pushing the defender.
And he pushed before we showed the replay right there. It would happen around midfield. He threw it deep into the end zone, but it was when Mooneyham was trying to get down the field that he shoved the defensive back to get a little space, and the 2 flags, 2 officials were on top of it. Not the way you want to start if you're a Fire Ants fan.
Tupelo has scored more than 40 points in the second halves of each of its games this year. Think about that. Ball back, throwing to the outside. It is picked off. Sullivan Beard returns it to the 13-yard line. The second interception suffered by Will Hall, and the 4th turnover by the Bayou Bucks defense.
And that's what Jack Phillips talked about. He feels like he's got the advantage if
from the 13, 3-man rush. Dunn cannot handle that pass, and then takes a blow to the chops. One of the few incomplete passes off the right arm of Doug Coleman tonight.
You know, Doug Coleman came into the game averaging about 140 yards passing a game. He got that in the first half, so he's having a record night.
And about a 6-to-1 touchdowns to interceptions ratio this year. Coleman works from shotgun formation with Dunn to his left. Coleman looking, gunning, and that one whistles over the hands of the receiver, Darian Chestnut.
I don't know if Darian Chestnut would have caught that ball anyway. It was thrown so hard. Sullivan Beard, that's his 3rd interception of the season, and leads the team. And he seems to do that every year.
Patrick Garth, you saw him defensively. Former standout for South Carolina. This Tupelo team has SEC players from Mississippi State, Ole Miss, and South Carolina. 3rd and 10. Houma trying to get points following the turnover. Coleman looking, pumping, throws it. Touchdown! He found Jarvis Dunn somehow. Coleman was a Houma starts the 3rd quarter just like it started the game. Stropolo adds the extra point.
She had a hit song about 10 years ago, #1 on the charts, named All I Want to Do Is Have Some Fun.
It's a loose football, and the Bucks are having some fun. It's recovered for the 2nd time. Ahmad Harris, the former Louisiana Tech Bulldog, was able to get on the loose ball, and that's the 2nd carom on a kickoff.
That's huge. I mean, that's the 2nd time this game where they have limited the possessions of the Fire Ants. I mean, anytime that's like a defensive stop right there. It's even better because you get the ball, you know, right back to your offense, who's just been on fire. But what a break. Stropolo is kind of mastered that over the last couple seasons, being able to drill the football off the kick return team, the up men.
That was Eric Bingham, who tried to field it and couldn't do it. Coleman back to the air, to the end zone. Caught for a touchdown. Kevin Hurd again.
Wow. Big time play.
Hill guarding.
Well, you wondered if halftime would affect the Bayou Bucks offense. Maybe they get cold. Maybe it slow them down a little bit.
69. Strapolo bangs this one. You saw people getting out of the way, and it crashes into the wall. And that's where the Tupelo team will set up shop offensively at the 14-yard line. Ronnie, we talked about it earlier, but
Thomas Terrebonne Civic Center, very low roof with a lot of stuff hanging down. You can't just rear back and boom it. You got to have some touch.
All hands off to Rico McDonald, and he is taken down after a relatively short gain by Andre Reed. Reed had to leave the game in the second quarter with an injury, but obviously it is not serious. And he's played well tonight.
Reed, 6'3", 270-pounder out of Jackson State. He's been very active.
All on the high snap. Hands it off again. McDonald has some running room, and he crosses into Houma territory. He's dumped near the 22-yard line. Larnard Mack, the newcomer from Texas Southern, was the primary hitter. And they place it at the 21, a first down for Tupelo. McDonald again. Reed jumps on him and then maybe got a little piece of the face mask inadvertently. And Reed kind of snuck a look at the official, didn't he? Right at the tackle, saying, "Oh, I didn't mean it."
Right.
But the officials saw that.
Doesn't matter if you mean it or not. You're going to get tagged.
It is a face mask violation. Right there. And that is a 3-yard walk-off to the 15-yard line. It's a first down. By the way, if you brought a Boudin ball, I missed it.
You didn't see it? I tossed it up here. I think somebody might have jumped in front and caught it.
Well, hold on. I'm going to look on the floor.
I think I threw 2 of them.
Play action.
What a catch.
Chris Rainey with a one-handed grab, but he's tackled soon afterward by Harris and Betts.
Posted a first down. Watch this little grab by Rainey. Reach out one-handed.
There's Betts, number 8, who makes the first contact, and Harris comes over to clean up.
How about that tackle by Betts? I mean, out there basically playing on one leg. Got a torn ACL and is either going to have, going to take another look at it after this game, either going to have surgery or is going to rest. But chances are, number 8, Tim Betts, for the Bucks, is going to be out. Watch, that's that left knee. Look at the difference between that left knee and the right knee. All the brace and padding. What a warrior.
Sometimes you can play through the pain, but it's very...
Lead the way, and he's done a great job. How about the tackle he just made in the flat? Ran all the way to the corner and made a nice tackle.
We slide under the 10-minute mark in the third quarter. Houma 69, Tupelo 34. Houma has scored 2 unanswered touchdowns in the third period to stretch a 21-point halftime lead. Tupelo trying to come back on the ground. McDonald, misdirection, bursts into the end zone. A touchdown for Rico McDonald, the 5'9", 213-pound strongman out of Delta State. And he's a good ball carrier, no question about it. He and Joe Gunn form a very fine rushing duo.
Yeah, they really do.
John Michael Marlin for the extra point. He's missed one, so has Tupelo. Marlin does not miss this one. So with Sullivan Beard returns to near midfield. He didn't quite get there. Three receivers go to the right side. Coleman will throw again. Pumps. Fires it short. Dunn has it. Jukes. Cuts back. Gets a block. And he's tackled right at the 10-yard line by Antonio Peoples, that nose guard, who really hustled downfield from the line of scrimmage. Nice catch up by Peoples. But Jarvis Dunn continues to be very impressive once he gets the ball.
Well, and Doug Coleman continues to be very hot. Time and accuracy.
That's a 315-pound nose guard running all the way down the field to make the stop just outside the 10-yard line. Scheck-Snyder and Chestnut on the left side. Coleman directing traffic. Now he's going to have to run. Hurdles to the 5 and maybe gets to the 4.
That's not something you see very often. It's some pretty good moves, though. Doug Coleman still got a few left in him.
He still wanted to throw it, but he looked down and he said, uh-oh, I'm across the line of scrimmage. Don't have a choice now.
Now they were playing some Michael Jackson music here, and Doug Coleman felt the rhythm. Got some moves of his own. Whoop, right there, and another one. Whoop, and then leans forward. Nice job.
A real thriller.
Well, he's going to call a timeout. So he's winded now. That's too much running.
Yard line. Chestnut cutting back, struggling to the end zone. Touchdown! Darian Chestnut with a heck of an effort.
And he did. He really reached out, stretched, got some extra yardage. Well, they're going to mark this ball. Oh, okay, they gave him the score. I thought they may take it away. Does his knee hit the ground before he gets in the end zone? Knees down, the ball. Official called it a score. Not going to argue with him.
So Houma has had the ball 3 times in the third quarter. It has scored 3 times following the game. He's hit 9 of 10 extra points. And now 10 of 11. 2 touchdowns a game.
They have made some roster moves, that's for sure.
The Bucks have had some difficulty in kick coverage today, but Joe Gunn is tackled at the 30. You've had the LASIK. Now I'm going with you. To the end zone. Slightly underthrown. It was intended for Darryl Carter. Darryl Carter was the intended receiver. Ball slightly underthrown, and then Carter came down awkwardly and may have jammed. I hope he's replaced by Joe Gunn. They go to the wishbone. Gunn and McDonald are the halfbacks. It's McDonald, and he can't get anything. Kentrell Blatcher, the 6'1", 300-pounder out of Southern, wrapped him up quickly.
Well, this is where they're conceding. If you go to the wishbone and start running it, that's saying you're just trying to run the clock and get it over with. But now Carter's checking back in the game. Hurt elbow and all.
Third down and about 12. Hall rolling, faking. He'll run and slides down just short of the 20. Came up a little short. He's a good 6 feet short of the yardage needed for the first down.
Yeah, with the now it's 4th down.
5 minutes and 20 seconds are left in the third period. Chris Rainey comes to the bottom of the screen. Darryl Carter split to the top. Hall throws it over the middle. It is caught for a first down by Joe Gunn.
How about Tim Betts on the tackle?
That is a difficult play to defend. Will Hall, the son of the coach, has taken every snap at quarterback. Flag goes flying, and a hard-charging run by Chris Rainey out of Mississippi State, who also is the backup quarterback. But let's check the penalty marker. The flag will be discarded.
Well, and Andre Reed is down on the ground. He is in a lot of pain, like his left knee or ankle.
I hope that is nothing more than a cramp. He came in earlier when Reed had to leave. Griffin has played very well on the other side of the line of scrimmage tonight. This offensive line for Houma has been really a fortress. This play goes awry before it can get started. False start against Tupelo. We have not had many flags tonight. 76-41, Houma leading by 35. It's a 5-touchdown bulge with 4 minutes and 12 seconds left in the third period.
Now Bobby Hall still doing some coaching, down 35, talking to his linemen. Hate to see penalties in a blowout like this, especially when you're trying to come back.
Still plenty of time to snap it. 6 on the snap clock. Rico McDonald is tackled after a short gain. Green and Griffin combined on the hit. And also Blanchard. So about everybody up front got in on that one. Second and 10 for Tupelo. Hall hands off to Chris Rainey. He gets a couple, and that's about it. We come to the 3-minute mark in the third period. Houma has been almost perfect offensively tonight, scoring on 11 of 12 possessions. Hall keeps, fakes the option, and then is driven to the ground at the 4-yard line. Larnard Mack was the first to get to him, and we've got a flag thrown in the end zone. And I think it's against the defensive team.
It's going to be unsportsmanlike, and there was a little pushing and shoving going on between Blatcher and an offensive lineman.
Well, you can bet it'll take several minutes to figure it out.
I think they're going to call offsetting.
But we have the perfunctory discussion. The Bucks crowd sends out encouragement to the defensive unit on 4th down. Quarterback sneak, and Hall is able to wiggle his way forward to keep this drive going. First and goal following the sneak by Will Hall. Two minutes are left in the third period. 76-41. Houma leading by 5 touchdowns, but Tupelo has goal to go from the 2. Hall runs right into the rush from the corner from Sullivan Beard. Sullivan Beard came from the corner. He saw that run develop, didn't know that the quarterback was going to keep it and try to counter around the left side, and all of a sudden Sullivan Beard looked up and Will Hall was right there to be tackled. A loss of 5, maybe 6.
Well, that play didn't work that well tonight. They did a nice job on the backside of guarding against the bootleg.
Here is Rainey.
Fumble.
Loose football. It's recovered at the 5-yard line by Tupelo. Joe Gunn recovered that fumble.
Another one. Remember, they had a fumble earlier that went out the back of the end zone. This time, Chris Rainey's running into the end zone for a touchdown. I just dropped the football.
Less than a minute to go in the third period. Third and goal from the 5. Back to the wishbone. Play action. Late pitch. It's McDonald struggling to get to the stripe, and he did not get there.
Just short.
That might wind up to be the final play of the third quarter. It is 4th and goal from inside the 1-yard line, a foot away. Did he get there? No, he did not. A goal line stand. Will Hall could not get in. The Bayou Bucks dropping for a loss of a yard on 4th and goal from 12 inches.
Heck with the business cards, huh? Just get the meatballs.
Doug Coleman out of the end zone, throws it to the outside. That one's underthrown. Kevin Hurd was the intended receiver on a pattern near the 20-yard line, and that's one of the few balls that Doug Coleman has not been accurate with tonight.
Well, Doug Coleman doesn't have a lot of space in that end line back there. He got the ball in the second, so when he drops back, he got to worry not to touch that wall.
Coleman moving to the outside to create some space. Now he'll run and dives out over the 10-yard line. Well, when he gets some momentum going, he carries 233 pounds, so he can punish a defensive back. He came up a yard short of the first down. Third and about 4 feet for the Houma offense. It's an offense which has failed to score on only 1 possession this evening.
233, huh? I'd say about 240.
Dunn did not get enough. So unless Houma wants to go for it, and it just might. I think probably the Bucks will try to pick up about a half yard as opposed to, and why not? The percentages are to go for it on fourth down as opposed to a very difficult and long field goal.
Well, it'd be basically a punt, and then you get the ball in Joe Gunn's hands, and he's good with it in the return game. So.
Well, the officials are going to measure. I don't really know why, but they think it's close enough, and it might be 4 or 5 inches short. That could have been a request from Jack Phillips just to buy a little more time and ponder the fourth down play. (76-41). Houma has scored on 11 of 12 possessions tonight and needs to pick up about 4 or 5 inches to keep this drive alive. How good has Doug Coleman been tonight? We'll tell you after this play. Fourth down. Coleman steps outside. He's got the first down. Tupelo was pinching into the middle, and Coleman just took a quick step to his right and was able to lean ahead for the first down.
Well, there you see Doug's numbers tonight. 17 out of 24, 201 yards, 7 touchdowns. That 7 is correct.
Jarvis Dunn running left, has a first down and more. The little fellow scoots into Tupelo territory, and he gets to the 20-yard line. They say he went down at the 21. Jarvis Dunn. He kind of reminds me of a roach when the lights come on.
He is quick. I mean, you know, he breaks 3-4 tackles. That's the thing that's impressive. He only goes about $165. Well, he's got some power and he's super quick. Over 2,500 here at the ball game tonight. That's 2,526 in attendance.
Coleman keeps, spins out of difficulty to the 15. Big fellow chugging, gets a block, touchdown. Doug Coleman. That's a punctuation mark, isn't it?
What a run. That was pretty. That was pretty. Doug Coleman, not known for his running ability. Watch this, right? How does he escape 3 guys? Puts a little 360 move on him, breaks the tackle, a cut to the inside, and high steps it from the 10 on. That was nice.
That was about a 540 move, though. He spun one way and then spun again.
That is a nice little run. That's a highlight run right
We're going to
there.
save that one and show you again. The kick glances off the upright and then angles through. 83-41. Now watch this.
Team, you did a game where the opponent or a team was perfect.
Ball bounces around, and that was not a smart play.
Is that a safety? Or is that, let's see.
I think that's a touchback, but I'm not sure.
Like a muffed kick, and you get it out to the 5, I think. Not a true fumble, or a muff.
That was Bobby Hill, who played patty cake with the football for a while. Yeah, they'll put it on the 5-yard line.
That was a muff, they're calling it, but back in 2001, you ever take another look at the replay, see it was a muff. Wasn't a true fumble. A nice job by the Bucks to get down in coverage. Back in 2001 in Arena 2, The Lafayette Roughnecks went to play the Bossier Battle Wings. And I think Bossier was
10
for 10
yeah,
that night?
I think so.
10 for 10 or 11 for 11.
I remember because I still haven't been paid. Yeah, I think that was 70-something to something.
But I mean, they were perfect that night.
Yeah,
I remember every time they got the ball, they scored. Bucks tonight, only one possession where they have not scored.
Chris Rainey, who's been running the football lately, crosses the 15. That's a first down. 84-41 is the score with just over 10 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Well, Ronnie, let's look at this another way. The Bucks are 3 possessions short of 100.
They could get it too.
Hall looking, shooting it to the outside. And Mooneyham is spun down after a 5-yard pickup.
I want to see him get it. I want to see him go for 100.
Oh, I think so.
Does everybody in the stands get something? If you get 100, you get like a free drink or something? You should.
That ought to be worth some boot-amp balls all around. High snap, Hall recovers. And Joe Gunn nearly had his shirt tail ripped off. Blatcher grabbed him, and Green was also there. Blatcher, 73, holding on, and Green dives on him from behind.
Blatcher playing that plumber position, the nose guard spot.
Hall shoots it upfield. Carter's got it. And he's high-load at the 16-yard line.
Who caught that?
Carter caught that. Darrell Carter, number 8, out of Louisiana Monroe. What was that nose guard line? I missed it.
Well, here's Carter. Just want to make sure it's 8. Yeah, that's 8 on it. Good little comeback route. They're going to need about 50 more of those to get back in the ballgame.
Will Hall looking, has plenty of time. Throws it back. Joe Gunn is tackled, and it's Betts there along with another defender, Sullivan Beard. Betts can hardly walk.
He's still out there. Up 40. Up 43. He's still out there.
(84-41). I believe this is the most points that Houma has ever scored in its 3-year history. Hall looking, throws it short. Snared by Gunn. He's tackled inside the 5, first and goal. Just over 7 minutes are left in the fourth quarter. Houma with a win tonight will go to 5 up and 1 down. Tupelo will fall to 5 and 2. So Houma will find itself in first place after a successful conclusion to this one. All pitches back. Gunn to the stripe. He's in. Joe Gunn out of Ole Miss scores. To approach that today unless the wheels fall off.
Well, the defense has done a nice job, been opportunistic, has had turnovers.
5 of them, in fact, as Marlin knocks through the extra point.
And has really kept
something. That's a souvenir. And the ball will be placed at midfield as Marlin kicks one out of bounds for the second time. Demon out of Northwestern State in Natchitoches, a 6'4", 220-pounder. Jones hands off to Jarvis Dunn, who gets very little.
I think you're going to see a lot of handing off for the most part.
The only thing to be determined today is whether Houma will get to 100 points. Jones 5 of 7 on the year for 83 yards, no touchdowns. Chestnut splits to the left side. Scheck-Snyder in motion. Dunn again. The little water bug is taken down a couple of strides short of the first down. 84 points tonight for Houma. 12 touchdowns in 13 possessions. Doug Coleman threw 7 touchdowns, and he'll sit the rest of the game. Houma has not turned it over, and that's an extraordinary thing. Jones gives to Dunn again, and he does not get back to the line of scrimmage. Well, with 4:44 to go and a huge lead, I don't think I would have any problem with Aubrey Jones chunking it a few times. Would you, Ronnie?
No, especially right here on 4th down. You know, they want to get the first down to keep the chains going, keep the ball. You know, they've been running the football, which is what you do when you got a huge lead late. But 4th down right here, time to wing it out and see if you can pick up the first.
3 receivers left. Dunn standing to Jones's right. A lob to the end zone, and it's batted away. Jones threw it into double coverage. Kevin Hurd, who's had a sensational night receiving, was the target that time, but he was well blanketed. That's only the second failure by the Houma offense tonight in terms of getting into the end zone. So Houma now 12 of 14. And the defense comes back to the field. Let's take a look at the score by quarters. Bayou Bucks 27 in the first, 28 in the second, 21 in the third, 8 in the fourth. Actually, I think the score should be 83. There's been one missed extra point, but it doesn't much matter. That ball whistles off the hands of Chris Rainey.
Well, what a first half it was. 27 and 28 points. 27 in the first quarter, 28 in the second. The Fire Ants came out slinging it, 21 points in the first quarter, and they've done a nice job slowing them down and taking over this ball game completely.
Hall hands off to McDonald, and Rico is twisted off his feet. And a good tackle in the middle of the field by Roger Green. Just over 3 minutes remain in what has been a very convincing, overwhelming win by Houma. McDonald again, dragged down as he gets to midfield. Richard Griffin snared him right there. You've got to like a player of Richard Griffin's versatility. He starts on offense, and with Andre Reed gone now with an injury, he has stepped in and played nice defensive end. Just over 2 minutes are left in this one. Houma will be in first place at the conclusion of this game. McDonald again runs into some traffic and goes down. It was Betts over there to apply the primary hit. So we have a 2-minute timeout right here. We'll be right back. Houma leading big. 2 minutes are left in the Houma Terrebonne Civic Center. The Bayou Bucks are about to go to 3-0 in this building this year. But there's still some life in the closing seconds by this Tupelo team as Chris Rainey scoots down inside the 10-yard line. First and goal for Tupelo, but Tupelo trails by a whole lot. And Tim Betts, perhaps playing his final game this year, has gone the entire way defensively on a torn anterior cruciate ligament. Hall pitches it out to Rainey at the last moment, and he steps into the end zone. Well, the Fire Ants get a run from Rainey from 9 yards away. And they are a score. Look for the 55th point here, but Houma has 84 with 95 seconds left. And the kick is good. Welcome back, everyone. The kickoff has just bounced against the boards. And so Houma puts its offense on the field with 95 seconds remaining and a huge lead, 84-55, over the previously once beaten Tupelo Fire Ants. Well, Ronnie, these teams each scored 50 or better the first time around, and Tupelo wound up winning it by a touchdown. Houma just was incredibly impressive from the get-go, and just gave Tupelo no room to breathe with an offense that has produced 84 points and has only been denied the end zone on 2 occasions today.
It's really been a perfect game almost offensively. I mean, you never really, it's very rare that you're ever going to see a game where the guy scores every time they have the football. So it's about as perfect offensively as you can be, and it's been a real good combination, passing and throwing.
Here's the little fellow scooting ahead for some yardage. Jarvis Dunn, who's been difficult to tackle tonight. He works out to the 12-yard line, and the clock continues to roll. We get to the 75-second mark. Well, Houma now, over the last season and a third, has not lost in this building.
Houma's been perfect, and they're maybe on their way to another perfect season because Tupelo is one of the tougher teams they're going to play. And for them to dominate the way they did at home, man. And this crowd has been great tonight. Over 2,500, they've really been into it.
Dunn may have had enough for the first down on that run. He crossed the 15, and that's what he needed. The Bucks have done it through the air. They have had 7 touchdown passes, all off the right arm of Doug Coleman. They've done it on the ground. They've done it defensively with 5 turnovers. Scarpolo has missed only 1 extra point. Dunn again. Gets to the 21-yard line. This franchise is only 2.5 seasons old, Ronnie, but I don't think it takes much imagination to call this one the best game they've ever played.
Well, that, and you know, their goals are different. Each year your goals change. just to make the playoffs. They were happy last year. This year, though, just making it isn't enough. They want to get some games at home. They want to advance in the playoffs, and they've got a good combination of veterans and new guys. I think they just need to work on the defense, improve the defense, get it to play the way it did towards the end of last season, and they've got a good chance of advancing in the playoffs.
Bobby Hall and Jack Phillips congratulate each other following the game as Houma swamps the Tupelo Fire Ants 84-55. For Ronnie Rance, I'm Lynn Rollins. We hope you've enjoyed this presentation of the NIFL on Cox Sports Television. Again, the final score, Houma 84, Tupelo 55.